Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and welcome to Primetime Local News. Saskatchewan has one new case of COVID-19 today. It is in the Saskatoon region. 59 cases are considered active. 5 of those are in the zone that includes Lloydminster and North Battleford. 1 person is in hospital in intensive care. There are no new recoveries. The Lloydminster Drop-In Centre is preparing for winter and it's looking for help as the centre enters a busy time of the year. Eric Bay has more.
Approaching its first year of operation in November, the Lloydminster Drop-In Centre is also aware that it is about to see more people using its services as the temperature begins to drop.
We had a significant turnout during the winter months last year, and we anticipate that to be the same come this year as well. Even as the weather gets colder, we're starting to see a little more numbers from people, and we just want to be prepared in terms of food, in terms of supplies.
The centre is looking for more volunteers, either full or part-time, to help accommodate the increased traffic.
The volunteers are essentially our foundation. When people are either pursuing education or employment, they have the opportunity to volunteer some of their time, whether it's on a casual or an ongoing basis. And we find that this is a good way for people to give back to the community, but also to learn and to take a lot away from this as well.
The call has also been put out for donations to the centre in need of food for meals and winter clothing.
Whether it's boots, coats, sweaters, long underwear, pants, socks, mittens, toques, basically everything that would be essential to staying warm during the winter months. Not everybody has shelter, not everybody has basic needs such as clothing and food, so we want to be able to provide that to the community as well.
Donations can be dropped off or made by contacting the centre. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
Every September, people across the country take part in the Terry Fox Run. With the COVID-19 pandemic, people are wondering what the run will look like this year. The Lloydminster Terry Fox Run usually takes place at Bud Miller Park, but this year the event will be held virtually.
The date for it is Sunday, September the 20th, and the challenge is kind of to challenge yourself to take that day and do the Terry Fox Run your way. If you want to walk, you can walk. If you want to maybe go out on your bike and do a bike ride as your version of the Terry Fox Run, you can do that. If you want to challenge yourself to run further than you ever have, you can do that. If you want to hike, it's kind of an opportunity to take it on your way and to challenge yourself.
This is the 40th annual Terry Fox Run. COVID-19 has changed the run, but it hasn't changed Canadian support for the Terry Fox Foundation.
It's absolutely amazing that it keeps going for every single year. Every single year there are people who mark this on their calendar as an event that they're going to take part in and something that means a lot to them. And when Terry Fox couldn't complete his run, one of his messages was it has to keep going. He wanted other people to continue this run, not just to raise awareness, but to help raise funds for cancer research, because his goal was to find a cure for cancer.
Even though the run won't be taking place in the same capacity as years past, money is still being raised for cancer research.
It is still raising money for a great cause and to help find those cures for cancer. And we are still seeing people get registered online and people excited to take part in the run once again this year because it is the 40th year. It's a pretty special year.
For more information on Lloydminster's runs or other communities around the provinces, visit terryfox.org.
So I think it speaks.
Thanks, Jasmine. Taking a first look now for this hour at your evening weather. 18 degrees currently here in Lloydminster. A little bit of wind coming through, but not nearly as bad as we saw yesterday. A little bit of cloud coverage is starting to come over Lloydminster. It started in that late afternoon. Should disappear later on, and we have a low chance that there will be some precipitation. Taking a look now at some temperatures from around the region. 23 degrees in Edmonton, 22 in Vegreville as well as in Vermilion, 21 degrees in St. Paul, 18 up in Bonnyville, 15 in Cold Lake, and 19 up in Lac La Biche. Now taking a look on the Saskatchewan side here. 20 degrees in North Battleford, 22 in Macklin, 19 in Maidstone, 18 in St. Walburg, 13 in Meadow Lake, 15 in Green Lake. If we take a look now, it does not look like there should be any precipitation coming over the night. Like I said, those clouds do look a little scary, but they should be harmless. Taking a look now at your school day forecast. First thing in the morning, it will be 10 degrees. Those lows are getting colder as we start going more and more into fall, but it should warm up. The clouds should disappear a little bit as lunchtime. It's all the way up to 19 before 22 for the end of that school day. Overnight in North Battleford, it will be a 7 degrees before 25 tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud. In Cold Lake, exact same thing, 7 degrees overnight before 23 during the day. Taking a look now at your 3-day forecast. Low of 8 degrees tomorrow before 21 on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud. Those clouds should be disappearing as the days go along. Unfortunately though, Saturday kicking the weekend off on a not the greatest foot, 13 degrees with a high chance that there could be some rain. 6 degrees is the low on Saturday as well. That's all we have for weather for now. We'll be back after the break with more news and sports. Last Friday, Lloydminster Minor Hockey Association released their return to play protocol. While hockey will look different this year, LMHA General Manager Dean Stark explains they're trying to get back to normal. While this offseason has been anything but normal, LMHA is working to bring a typical season to the border city.
To quote the Hockey Alberta CEO, regular hockey is something that we've done for many years and we know how to do that. It's all these other phases that we're dealing with that we have questions and have posts and challenges for us. But when we have an opportunity to go back to regular season hockey, we know we can do that.
While a regular season will take some time, steps are being taken in the right direction. In LMHA's return to hockey plan, a regular season is in the 4th and final stage. This follows after an evaluation phase currently happening, a developmental phase, and a modified competition phase.
And that's their idea of forming what they call pods. Now, Hockey Alberta is anticipating an opportunity to move in the future in Alberta to cohort sizes of 100. Now, if that happens, they feel that they can build these pods and pods of 3 to 5 teams, and Hockey Alberta is going to stay involved with the local leagues to make that happen. And you will see 3 to 5 teams in that new cohort or in that pod that would then compete against each other. And I would think that would be the start of league play.
Players are to get dressed before entering the rink, with the exceptions of skates and goalie equipment. Stark added, parents and fans are not allowed in the rink as of now, creating challenges for tying skates. This has the possibility of changing before younger groups hit the ice this year. Currently, Saskatchewan Health limits indoor gatherings to 30 people, 20 less than Hockey Alberta's guidelines.
And both Alberta and Saskatchewan, fortunately, are on the same page there. We're allowed 50 people in a cohort in Alberta and 50 people in a mini league or cohort in Saskatchewan. However, with that 30-person limit in Saskatchewan, we can't have all 50 people or that group of 50 in on the arena at the same time.
Players from other communities, such as Wainwright or Vermilion, are still allowed to try out in the elite programs, which are currently underway. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports. Well, taking another look now at your weather for this hour. Currently 20 degrees here in Lloydminster, 17 degrees up in Cold Lake, 23 in Red Deer, as well as in Rocky Mountain House, 25 over in Jasper, 23 in Whitecourt, and 22 in Edson. Nice to see it's warming up out west, especially after last weekend. Now on the Saskatchewan side, 19 in Saskatoon, 15 in Melfort, 18 in North Battleford, 14 in Meadow Lake, and 16 in Prince Albert. Taking a look now at the northern regions of each province, 24 in Grand Prairie, 22 in Peace River, 18 in Slave Lake, as well as in Fort McMurray. Taking a look on the Saskatchewan side now, 16 in Flin Flon, La Ronge, Buffalo Narrows, and La Loche. It seems like 16 is that magic number for today. Now down south, 24 in Lethbridge, 22 in Medicine Hat, in Calgary, as well as in Banff. And on the Saskatchewan side, 20s all around in the south, 22 in Kindersley, and 19 over in Yorkton. Taking a look now at some of your national temperatures, 22 degrees in Vancouver. It was warmer out west, almost got to 30 degrees on Vancouver Island earlier today, 12 degrees in Whitehorse, 13 in Yellowknife, 16 degrees in the middle in Winnipeg there, 19 degrees in Toronto, 13 in Quebec City, a little bit colder there, 22 in Halifax, and 21 in St. John's. Taking a look now at some of your temperatures for tomorrow, 24 degrees here in Lloydminster, as well as in Vermilion and in Marwayne, 26 in Provost, 25 in Wainwright, as well as in Vegreville and in Edmonton. It should be a nice sunny day, maybe a bit of cloud coverage, but should be beautiful as we see these temperatures. 24 in North Battleford, 27 down in Macklin, 24 also in Maidstone, 21 in St. Walburg. Everywhere hovering just above that 20-degree mark there as we take a look now at the 7-day forecast. 22 degrees on Friday as the clouds will even disperse even more. 12 degrees on Saturday with a good chance we will see some rain. That just kicks off a little bit of a cold slump here. 17 degrees on Sunday and 16 on Monday. Both very cloudy days before 12 degrees on Tuesday and on Wednesday. The lows are also dropping as we see 6 degrees on Saturday and 4 degrees on Sunday. There is a chance we could start to see some frost coming overnight. That's all we have for weather for now. We'll be back after the break with more news.
Jody McDonald, co-owner of Lloyd Lanes Bowling Alley here in Lloydminster. Thanks for taking some time to talk with me today, Jody.
Yeah, no problem.
So the big topic that I wanted to talk about today was bowling leagues that are starting up at Lloyd Lanes, and they started yesterday, and they're going to be going on, for a little bit. So can you just talk to me a little bit about how they work?
We have many different kinds of leagues. Yesterday's leagues, we started a youth bowling league. Due to our half capacity, we can only run 6 lanes, so it's 6 teams each time. So we're full for that one. And we do have 2 beer leagues that run for 8 weeks. Those ones, we full in the 8:31, and we have an opening for the 6:31. And so, yeah, those run 8 weeks. We also have seniors starting today, and we have 2 adult leagues that will be into 2 shifts due to the half capacity. So it's kind of a different year this year. And so we have those Wednesday and Thursday night, and another kids league starting on Saturdays that's full. So.
And a lot of them are full, but are people still able to register if they're just hearing about it now and they're interested in taking part?
Absolutely. Like, we have some open days that we can actually play with to try to open up more leagues. Due to the half capacity, they filled up fast, but we're definitely open to it. And we do have online registration forms on our website this year. That's new. So they can go on, and we have all the information they need, and it's just on lloydlanesbowling.com.
And when it comes to the bowling leagues, is there anything additional that there's kind of restrictions that are in place because of COVID-19, or is it just the typical stuff that's been going on for anyone who would go down to Lloyd Lane since you guys reopened, half capacity, things like that?
Yeah, it's changed for leagues in the way that we normally have teams, side by side playing against each other. And now we don't have that. You have your own ball return for each team, and everybody has their own sanitized balls now, even if we just assign 2 of them. And so that part's a little bit different. But you know what? Yesterday went really, really good. And, at half capacity, it still was a lot of fun, and everyone really liked it. So we're excited by that.
And the last time you spoke with us here at Primetime Local News, it was right when Lloyd Lanes was reopening. I think it was around July-ish.
Yeah.
Can you just talk to me about, is there any changes that have happened since then when it comes to just kind of the services you provide or what safety protocols are in place?
Well, as of yesterday, we opened the kitchen. We hadn't through the summer while we get used to all the new cleaning and all of that. We've had some really good feedback on the cleaning that we've been doing. We pretty much sanitize every inch of the place between every shift. And it's been going well. And so beyond that, we've kind of kept it the same as what you guys saw in July, except now we do have the kitchen open.
And what has the reaction from people been like since you reopened? Obviously, it's pretty similar, but there are some differences to the way a normal bowling alley would go. What have kind of your regulars been saying?
Do you know what? Everybody has been super positive. We've had everyone, there's been a lot of people that are very nervous about COVID, and they've come and scouted it out, and they really do like the fact that we have such high roof and really good ventilation system, and it is half capacity. And the regulars, I think quite honestly, a lot of them enjoy that, like, there's a lot of room now. You're not smushed in, which is great for them, but not great for us.
Yeah,
but yeah, like we've had some really good feedback. So we're quite excited by this.
And as we come, to the end of summer, starting to begin September and the start of school, are there going to be any changes when it comes to hours of operation at Lloyd Lanes or anything different as we go into kind of I think is maybe a more busy time for you when you go into the fall and winter?
Yeah, through the summer, we had summer hours, and now as of yesterday, we've started our fall hours. So we're open from Tuesdays through Sundays. We open at 11 o'clock in the morning. And most days we close 10 or 11 at night, except for Sundays we close at 6. Right at the moment, we're closed on Mondays, but we are hoping that would be an alternate day for opening up some leagues if need be, and we might be trying a women in wine. So that might be a lot of fun too.
So for people who are interested in taking part in a bowling league, how are they able to register?
Online on our website. And if they're not, computer techie, they can always email us at lloydlanesbowling@gmail.com or give us a call, 780-875-6898.
Perfect. Well, thanks for taking some time to talk with us today.
No problem.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Joining me today is Becca Lawrence with the SPCA. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. I wanted to talk today about the SPCA needing fosters for kittens. How many do you need at the moment?
Well, for the most part, the big rush that we had come in last week, we have been able to find fosters for that crew. But, we've gotten a few phone calls already about more litters of kittens that need to come in. So we do anticipate within the next couple weeks of needing quite a few more foster homes.
Okay, and now what can residents all expect to be involved in the process for fostering a kitten?
Yeah, so I mean, like the crew that we just had right now, they were all really, really young. So they're all bottle babies. So we, obviously we supply the KMR milk and all of the bottles, everything like that. So we supply all of that stuff. But I mean, it's kind of, it can be a little nitty gritty sometimes. You have to kind of help them go to the bathroom. You have to kind of get up with them and feed them whenever they're hungry, sort of thing. So it is a bit tedious, but I mean, in the end, rewarding as well. But yeah, like that's some, sometimes we get the litters that will start eating right away, thankfully, but there are the few that do need bottle feeding.
And can you elaborate a bit more on what sort of supplies people would need, like for food and litter boxes?
Yeah, like we supply all of that. So I mean, we'll give you the blankets, the litter boxes, the litter, the food, everything that you possibly need. Like we have a few fosters that go out of their way and they buy their own stuff, but I mean, that's not an expectation on our part. But yeah, we obviously will give you the toys and everything that you need, the heating pads. Again, nothing is really expected on your part, but to give those animals that care that they need and a place for them to stay.
And just for people that didn't know yet, what kind of requirements are needed for people to be able to foster a kitten?
Obviously if you have some past history on being able to care for animals or having bottle fed or anything like that, obviously if it's kind of your first time with any pets or anything like that, we run you through everything. And we'll give you a bit of an easier kitty or puppy, anything like that to work with. We're not just going to throw you right into the bottle babies and having to just fully know exactly what you're doing. But obviously we'll help you out with every step of the way. But yeah, I mean, if you have that past history of knowing how to care for them, then that's exactly what we're looking for.
And have you had residents that were under 18 years of age that have been wanting to foster a kitten?
I think, obviously a lot of the younger kids want to come in and, it's no problem for them, right? But I mean, obviously the parents have to be okay with it as well too. Because, they're going to be there, they're going to be helping as well. So that's something that's, we definitely still need the parents' approval on that sort of thing if you're under the age of 18. But I mean, we're not opposed to it either. If that's something that, that the whole family's interested in, we definitely want to hear from them as well.
And from the start for fostering kittens for this program, has the SPCA received lots of support from residents so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's, sometimes where we run into some issues where we just can't find, a few more here and there. But I mean, vast majority of our animals are in foster right now. Like you come to the shelter and you don't see very many for cats. We don't have that much for adult cats in the shelter. But I mean, I think we have, over 90 cats in our care right now, and majority of them are in our foster care. So we absolutely have a big, helping from our community, but it's just those times where just those few more come in that we need a little bit more fosters.
And have you noticed during COVID, especially, that the amount of kittens needing homes has been getting higher and higher?
It seemed like it was a bit of a slow start to it initially, just with everything with COVID happening. It was almost like, nobody really wanted to leave their house, obviously. And, so we weren't really seeing a spike like that. But then, kind of that May, June area hit, and we had a huge load of kittens come in. And that's typically when we normally start to see it anyway. And then again in the fall, we always see another huge, income of our animals as well. But yeah, so I mean, I think I would say it's been about the same as it was in previous years.
And what other ways can residents help the SPCA for getting kittens to good homes, other than fostering them, of course?
Yeah, I mean, obviously by donating, because obviously we get them all spay neutered, or even just in the beginning, the KMR milk that we do need. Litter's a huge one that we offer up to our fosters, and kitten food. So those are our biggest ones right now, the wet canned food, and the kitten dry food. And the KMR, we know it is a little bit more expensive, but I mean, if you're feeling really nice that day, we absolutely would take it. But yeah, and litter as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add for residents to know about fostering kittens?
Yeah, just like I said, we know it's a tough job. We have one foster where I can't even tell you how many kittens she's fostered, and she's only ever really adopted 2 from us. So it's quite impressive. Actually, two fosters that are like that. So I mean, it's really amazing when you kind of get over that hump of having to give them back every time. But in the end, it is really rewarding, and it's something that obviously we're not expecting you to do every single time we get a litter of kittens in. You're definitely allotted that break sort of thing. But yeah, it's one of those things. If you don't have time to volunteer here, but you're wanting to help out, that's a really good way to help out.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Becca, and hopefully more kittens will be getting good homes in the future.
Yes, we're hoping so.
Taking a final look at your weather for this hour now. 24 degrees tomorrow with a little bit of sun and cloud. That will continue onto Friday. Even more sun though. Unfortunately though, Saturday it will be rainy with a high of 12 to kick things off for the weekend. It'll start off a little bit of a cold stretch as it goes 17 on Sunday before 16 and then 12 and 12. The lows will also be a little lower with a chance we could get some frost overnight.
Thanks for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great night.